This is my PlayStation 5 Pro, and it's boring, which got me thinking, can you actually upgrade the PlayStation 5? Like mod it, or maybe even add a spoiler, like a Civic? Which led to a 2-hour rabbit hole session of me trying to find everything and anything that you can add to the PlayStation 5. So $500 later and 2-day shipping, everything is now here. Welcome to Pimp My PlayStation 5. I'm about to have my third baby, and this couch is no good for gaming while holding the baby. So I got myself a push present. Meet my new Cheetah Trace recliner. This bad boy is made with high quality stitching and fabric, or you can also get it in leather. But the main reason why I wanted Cheetah to sponsor this video is because the recliner can obviously recline. But watch this, it also has smooth 270-degree swivel for ultimate flexibility to be able to reach anywhere. And the Trace recliner is deeper and more comfortable than my old stinky couch, because we all know that long gaming sessions while holding a baby are very tiring. So taking a nap is very crucial, and wouldn't you know, I can do that in this recliner too. Now if you want comfy gaming, the link to this chair will be down below. Thank you Cheetah for sponsoring this video. So good. Ever since the PlayStation 5 Pro released, everybody and their mother has been wanting to get the 30th edition version of this thing, and that thing sold like this. And once it's sold, you can find it on eBay for $5,000–$6,000, almost $10,000. Even until this day, a year later of the release of the PlayStation 5 Pro, you can still find it for like thousands of dollars, which is crazy. Nobody's gonna pay that. So I went on Amazon and I found faceplates that are supposed to be the 30th edition color to replace for our PlayStation 5 Pro, and apparently I wanted them so bad I bought 2 different versions. I don't even remember doing that. Let's just go with this one for now. It says faceplates. It comes with 2 gel silicone covers for the PlayStation. I thank you, and instructions of how to use it. That's a little bit nice, but I think we're gonna have to turn off the PlayStation to see it. Oh, that's nice, dude. I love this gray. This is a 30th edition controller. Does match kind of. So let's turn off the PlayStation 5 Pro and put these new faceplates on. I have no idea how to do this, so I'm gonna try to do it carefully. Apply force direction, the arrow to open the A, B, C, D plates. Is that how you do it? That is not working. YouTube to the rescue. Okay. Hey, it's working. Look at that. Let's do the other side. Before we put our new gray plates on, I want to do a couple upgrades to the inside, which cost a lot more than they should these days. The first one is this 2TB M.2 SSD. I think it's about time we double the storage of the PlayStation 5 Pro. That way, you know, we can install Call of Duty twice instead of once. This is the Kingston Fury Renegade, 2TB running at 7300 MBS, which will be plenty fast. So let's install it. I think it goes right here. Let me know if you guys like the POV style videos and if I should do more videos like that or not. The nice thing is that this SSD actually comes with a heat sink on it installed, so that's kind of cool. There you go, see, comes with a heat sink. It looks super nice. Kingston makes really nice SSD and RAM. Rest in peace RAM. But I think we just have to take the screw here. Boom, boom, boom. How many booms can we get? And okay, that is it. Our new SSD is installed in the PlayStation 5 Pro, so now instead of 2TB, it's 4TB. And next, before we put the faceplates on, I want to add another custom item right here. So the 30th edition actually has the PlayStation colored logo like this, and I was able to find this thing for like $6 or $7 on Amazon. It's basically a decal. It's gonna go on the PlayStation logo. Align this bad boy. Perfect. That's sick. Okay, that's pretty much all the upgrades you can actually do to the components. Is add an SSD. Unfortunately, to the PlayStation, it's very limited. But now we can put the faceplates on, and let's see if I can figure this out from the first try. Okay, one is on. Wow, this already looks really good. Wait a second. Is this thing? Oh my gosh, this is so. There was no point in getting this because these literally don't have a cutout. They just cover the entire thing and make it completely gray. Oh, that's so stupid. Maybe I should just put like the white one. I kind of like that. I think I'm gonna do that. Top is white, bottom's gray. Now we can see the logo PlayStation. What do we think? The gray and white PlayStation 5 Pro. Not gonna lie, I like it. I'm gonna keep it like this. Our next upgrade is gonna fix the USB problem. This is the Hub 6-in-1 extender, so it plugs into the USBs in here and gives us 6 extra USB ports. So we're gonna do that. I feel like I always run out of USB ports, especially on the front, so kind of excited to try this one. But I think this is all we need to do. Boom! From 2 USB-Cs, we still have 1 extra USB-C and 5 USB-As. Worth it. I think this was like $10. Do you guys know that PlayStation is charging like $75 for a stand for the PlayStation 5 Pro? I bought this one that has RGB on it for like $15. Let's see if it's any good. I feel like by the end of this video, this PlayStation is gonna look ridiculous. But we all know, you know, you add a little bit of RGB, get more frames on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Ooh, this is kind of nice. Okay, all right, okay. Flip this bad boy. This is gonna look ridiculous when it's all done. Nice. Our next two items are actually ridiculous. These are two different sets of fans. This one right here is the PS5 Pro LED dust proof cooling fan. This thing was like 20 some bucks, and it's gonna go on top right here. It's gonna basically filter the dust, and it has a fan that sucks in air, and it has RGB on the top. And this one has 4 different fans right here, and it goes on the back of the PlayStation 5 Pro, and basically is gonna suck all of the air out of the PlayStation. So this is gonna be intake fans. These are gonna be outtake fans, so we're gonna have a much better airflow going through the PlayStation. Maybe that will help with performance. I have no idea. Let's install the top one first. Does this basically just like literally sit on top? All right, this thing's now on. It looks ridiculous. It looks like a tower in China somewhere. Next item, this one. I'm really interested in this one to see if it's actually good. Oh my God, look at this. I feel like this PlayStation is gonna be really loud. Oh my gosh, this looks insane. Okay, let's plug in all the USBs. Oh, you can control the fan level. That's nice. Okay, at this point, I think our PlayStation needs to be plugged in. We need to see if anything even works and if it's really loud. Ooh, the RGBs, baby. My PlayStation 5 sounds like my PlayStation 4 used to sound like. Sounds like there's a fridge. But I bet the airflow is actually really good. Oh, you can change the color. Okay, we'll make it all blue. So you can control the fan level on this one, and you can control the fan level on that one. So you can make it quiet. It doesn't have to be loud, but blue colors all around. You don't want to tell me this looks ridiculous and good at the same time? I think so. This is the Ugreen Bluetooth transmitter audio adapter. This thing was like 10 bucks, and this is gonna solve a lot of problems for a lot of you guys, because this bad boy can connect to any Bluetooth headset and allow your PlayStation to transmit the audio over Bluetooth to your headphones. That way you don't have to buy a gaming headset or something that only works with a PlayStation. So let's see if this thing actually works. This is a very tiny adapter. Okay, the idea is we grab this thing, we fit it into the PlayStation, and it's in pairing mode right now, so we just have to hold the pairing mode on our headset, and it's supposed to connect directly. This is in pairing mode. I think we're good. The light is blue over there. That was so easy. I can hear the audio of the PlayStation in my headphones right now, and there's no delay. Like, I'm moving between screens. It's immediate, so that is 100% worth it if you want to use Bluetooth headphones with your PlayStation 5. Our next upgrade has to do with the controllers themselves. So I picked up a DualSense charging dock. I think this was like 20 bucks, which is like really good. But what I really like about it is like has pre-cut designs for the controllers themselves. So you're supposed to be able to just slide it down without having to worry if it's charging or not charging. So let's see if it lives up to the standard. And by the way, everything that I'm unboxing in this video, you guys can find down below in the description. If you want to buy any of these upgrades for your PlayStation 5, you can use my affiliate links with Amazon downstairs. I'm in the basement. There's no downstairs. But this thing is supposed to be legitness. Okay, so it's USB powered, so we can plug it into the PlayStation directly. Oh, this is nice. Okay, look at this. It's like a docking station, so we can put it right here next to the PlayStation 5 Pro and wire it via this cable. All right, so now we just grab our controllers, and they're supposed to slide in really easily, so oh my gosh. That is the easiest charging dock I've ever seen. That is actually useful. This station is looking ridiculous, but I like that a lot. Now for our final upgrade, which is the one I'm most excited for, it's this. This is a battery pack with LED display for your PlayStation controller. Do you know how many times the PlayStation controller dies on you in the middle of the match? Literally every single time you're playing on your PlayStation. That's how bad those controllers are, and they're known for it. So this thing is supposed to solve that problem by basically having an extra battery on your controller just ready to go whenever you need it. And I think it was like $20, I want to say. But the nice thing is it has a display on top right here that shows you how much battery is left in your battery, whatever that means. But you can see right now, mine says 88. So all I have to do is just this. And now if I press the button to charge, it's gonna charge my controller while I play. And the nice thing is it's not in the way of the buttons. So it's on the side. This is actually useful. Look at that. Honestly, if you play on PlayStation a lot and use a controller, this is definitely recommended because the battery life is 74,000. So I think you should be able to charge your controller at least twice. Definitely worth it for this one. Okay, now that we've added everything to the PlayStation 5 Pro, it is literally decked out to the max. It sounds like it's about to fly off the shelf, so I don't know if I recommend it. I will say my top 3 out of all the things that we added, I think we added like 8 or 9 items total. I like this thing a lot, which is the charger for the controller. I like the stand for the controllers themselves. I like the stand for the PlayStation 5 Pro. I like the USB. I like the desk plates, the fans themselves. Maybe I would add the back one. I don't know if I would add the top one. So I guess I like everything pretty much except the top thing. Anyway, let's play a match of Fortnite and see if I'm any better at the game because my PlayStation now is obviously better. I'm consistently getting 120 FPS, so that's a good sign, I guess. PlayStation 5 Pro always looked so good graphically. Where's Tilted Towers? Come on, give me a gun. There's like 5 people landing on me, dude. Come here, boy. No, no, no. Oh, good. Almost died. Okay. Oh, crap. Bruh. I have 6 health. What is it? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not better at the game, but my PlayStation 5 looks cooler.